Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. When it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing. Never took a loss and it ain't something that I'm planning. I dare you to say something, my focus is A1. Every dog has his day, it's been mine since day one. This is real grinding, I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding, and I'm getting hotter too. Talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you and I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. They ain't coming close to me. Flow is on atomic, I'm starting fires through poetry. The hardest out, staying loyal, no falling out. And if you step into the court, be ready, we ballin' out. Yeah, the coldest of teens, they know what we bring, don't try us. Ain't no in between, we go for these dreams in silence. Hard work, don't mistake it for magic. We been shooting in the gym, this is target and practice. Yeah.
And I'm just getting started, getting my feet wet. It's all in repetition, ain't a secret.
All facts, all black dress code. Pay me my respect, collecting every debt. Go hard.
My name's Kenny Orlando. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm the head coach and general manager of the Ogden Mustangs. My first coaching experience was with Temple University, ACHA Division I college hockey. It was a really unique coaching experience because I had just got cut short as far as my playing ability. And my playing experience when I was 21 years old, transferred from being a player, a freshman in New York at State University of New York, Canton, transferred home as a sophomore to go to Temple University, and I was no longer able to play the game because of my concussion issues, which quickly drove my passions to the bench to be able to stay involved with the game and give my information and love for it back. So very unique situation. I'm a sophomore in college, assistant coaching a college hockey team where I'm personal buddies with over half the team. So being able to stand behind them on the bench, the feeling of that I can relate to what these guys are going through because I physically could, if I didn't have injuries, be on that side of the bench as well with the equipment on. So at that time, it was very relatable of a type of feeling for me, for the players and what they were going through. And that first experience, I think, really helped open my eyes to the difference between playing and coaching the game. You know, I had the knowledge for it, I had the passion for it, but it is certainly different than being the one strapping the equipment on and going and competing. So 2 years later, I ended up taking a job down the road as the head coach of Villanova University, which is also ACHA Division I college hockey. They were rivals with Temple University, and at the time when I took the position, I was still a senior in college at Temple. I was really good friends with multiple players that year, senior hockey players on Temple's team as I was head coach of Villanova. So there was a lot of emotional tie that year, but it was a great experience. Really got my feet wet, got to understand the budget side of things and club sports and college hockey as a whole, recruiting, all that really came with that Villanova experience. And which led into the second year coaching Villanova, where now I was finally graduated college. You know, I was able to focus more on just coaching instead of having to finish up school. So, you know, there was a lot of coaching experience slammed into 2 to 3 years of my life during and finishing up college. A good head coach is someone that's a leader. It's someone that's respected and that has the eye of the room. The guys are willing to listen. The guys are willing to fight for that person, for that being. It's someone that can have the boys' trust that'll lead them down a good path, not only on the ice, but in life as well. The off-ice training that our boys do at Parisi is vital, especially early in the season. CrossFit the Club is the business there that's where our boys are physically working out. But Parisi Speed School is a programming within that our boys take. When we have training camp and we're trying to get off the ground hot and start the season the right way, I think it's extremely important because it gets our boys up to speed quick. It also gets them in shape. There's a lot of kids that are not from Utah or not from places that have such high altitudes, and being able to train at such a high intensity like they do at Parisi, but also be under the altitude that we are right now, it makes these kids primetime athletes. They're going there with the expectation, just like they do when they head to the rink, that it needs to be elite and top level performance. The guys going there between 1 and 3 times a week, depending on the week. It's a lot for them off the ice. It's a lot of physical demand, but it's extremely important. It keeps them in great shape, great conditioning, but it also helps keep muscle mass on their body throughout the season. Obviously, the number one muscle, without a doubt, is your legs. But when you look at your arms, they're still used. They're not irrelevant. Especially in terms of defending, it's extremely important when you get into tight-knit battles like on the boards, being able to muscle your opponent, not only having a low center of gravity with your legs and that balance, but with your arms being able to muscle someone against the wall and lock them up and hold them there. It's a skill that's needed. You see there are a lot of skinnier guys that play the game. But they still, for whatever size they may be, they still have some mass on them up top. It doesn't need to be anything close to what your legs are, but there's still something there where you're able to physically move bodies. Being tough and hard to play against, it's something that requires some upper body mass. Because there's a lot of teams where you just lose everything throughout the year. Physical mass and strength, just because of the demand of practice and games and the length of the seasons. They're going through things such as plyometrics and up and down, with jumps, and up and down with weights, up and down with body weight. There's a lot of different tactic that's built into that, but yes, we trust the programming that we have there with Parisi, and they work through basically everything that you can think of with these boys through the 7 to 8 months that they're here with us.
Hey, what you got yourself going on there? You're lifting with poor technique, you're going to hurt yourself. Okay, so focus on. Are we just doing one squat?
Yeah, your priority is definitely your legs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's the number one, right? I think the saying is the legs feed the wolf. It's true. Like all the hockey players that have been, elite athletes. You look at all the NHLers, but even other, players in collegiate and professional overseas. You look at these guys and their legs are tree trunks, and that's the thing. It drives balance. It drives strength within your skating stride. Being able to move at such a high speed, it comes from that mass, and the ability you have obviously to learn how to skate is a whole nother art. But every player has got meat on their bones from the hips down. That's the way that this game operates. They go through so much different extenuous training there, but everything is meant, they're strictly designed to be working with our legs, with our feet as far as pace goes. But then when guys get injured, yes, there are different therapies and recovery efforts and different stretching and mobility type exercises that the boys go through. It's not always just a stationary lift. One that comes to mind is just when there's knee-on-knee contact. That's a big one for lower body injuries. I mean, you see a lot of groins with players stretching out their groin constantly from one side to the other. So between groin pulls and tweaks with your knee, anything inside of your knee they're usually the two biggest injuries that you'll see from the waist down with hockey players. It's designed for our guys to both work on conditioning, but also, like I said, keep the muscle mass, keep meat on your bones at the same time. And we play hard, we play fast, and we need our boys to be able to keep pace with that. So throughout the year, it's not only about training on the ice, but having that same hard training off the ice and keeping our feet going and doing what we do at a high tempo is extremely important. And we trust Parisi Speed School. I mean, they've been with our boys since the beginning, and we see very, very good results from working with them.
I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. Same here.
Right? We all see yourself an all-star team. That would drive success. I just feel like some people
having been able to work with Parisi for every season that we've been here has been great for our guys, because coming down the stretch when things get tough and heavy, they're in a lot better shape than a lot of teams, in my opinion. As we go out there, they're shot out of a cannon when it comes down the stretch and the times are tough. Getting to picture day or media day, I think for the guys is exciting. In a way, it's a sense of accomplishment, that they've made a program, that they're a part of something. And then, at that point, you're getting, your picture taken, you're becoming one of the team. There's also another sense of responsibility that comes with that, though, that now you're accountable for a part of this thing. You're accountable for your piece to make sure that this train's moving in the right direction. So, once we get to those media days and everyone's kind of becoming one piece of the puzzle, I think it kind of reality sets in a little bit more that all right, this is my job and this is what I have to do to better this program.
I think 26, 27, 28, 29.
First thing that's really important for us when we plan to go on a road trip is our preparation against whichever opponent we're playing. The guys need to understand our opponent's tendencies, where they're going to be, what they're planning to do and why, and how we defend against that. The next most important thing is for our guys to stick to our scheduled itinerary and managing their time properly when we're on the road. There's a lot of times where you go on the road and things get crazy, so we try to eliminate those things ahead of time, where we know where we're supposed to be at a certain time. The guys know when they're supposed to be in bed resting, when their time frame is for their pregame nap, when their time frame is for their meals, and sticking to that has really helped us with success on the road throughout all of our years here. The final thing is definitely meal preparation. That's more of a staff item as far as making sure that guys have their pregame meals ready on time. So if we're playing a 7 o'clock game, looking at eating a meal between 3 and 4 o'clock, and it's prepared, it's ready, it's on time at the hotel for us. That's extremely important when we're on these trips, that we're fueling ourselves properly, but with plenty of time, so they're not slow going into a game with a meal that they just ate an hour or two ago. When this happens, what's the look that we practice all the time?
right? The slingshot, right? So instead of all 5 of you guys coming down and trying to come out together against one forechecker steering you right into traffic, recognize this on your way down forwards, right? We're starting to come down and we go, okay, there's no forecheck. Make the read together, okay, center, get out. Let's get right onto the O there. Present your stick, right? Wingers, you guys should be able to get out as well.
Me, I usually bring, my computer. Obviously got to have an HDMI cord so that I can watch games, replay games. Make sure that we're learning from mistakes, learning from successes, and applying that to the next game after that.
Our most common mode of transportation is taking our team bus to away games, whether it's a local away game or a road trip. We're very fortunate with our bus. It's something different than most teams have, where we're able to sleep almost every single player in their own bed on the bus. Outside of that, if we're not using our team bus, if it's something with a little bit more extraneous travel, we're looking at flying at that point, because that's outside of our division. So when that happens, we plan for a showcase or a different event outside of our division. We're usually flying to it, having to book buses or rides from that city, and then we're finding ways to and from the rink at that point. So when we go to showcases and different things that are outside of our division, it really makes things tough, and we have to make sure that we're planning accordingly way in advance. There's a lot of challenges that come with owning your own bus as well. It's not as easy as just calling a rental company and knowing and expecting that you're going to have a perfectly good working bus every single time you step outside for your road trip. We have to nurse the bus properly. We've been through plenty of batteries over the years, plenty of oil. We burn through oil like no other. Obviously, it eats a lot of gas. We have to work with drivers as far as availability goes. We've had some great drivers over the years and committed people to helping us. It's just a matter of availability for them, because obviously a lot of those people are working full-time jobs as well. So there's a lot that goes into getting on that bus. It's not just, hey, we own the bus and we pick up and go. We need to make sure that we even have that stuff planned in advance, even if it's just a 30-minute trip, 40-minute trip down the road to West Valley. That we have a driver, and that the gas is good, and the oils, we didn't sift through and burn through all the oil, and that the compression works for the tires and for the bus as a whole. It's definitely a tough task each and every week to make sure that thing's running as properly as it should.
Yeah, so I usually bring a blanket from home or a pillow from home, so I'm able to sleep better. Sometimes the hotel rooms or the bus isn't all that great, so I definitely want to be comfortable while we're on the road. Pueblo's a 9-hour trip, so I want to be refreshed and ready to go for games by the time we get there. So I don't want to have anything like that getting in the way of what I need to do as far as game preparation and getting the guys ready to go.
The best effects that travel have on the team, regardless of distance, is the camaraderie and the bonding that these guys get to have. There's one sense of comfort and confidence getting to play in your own building and wake up in your own bed. But when those guys get a chance to go on the bus together, like I said, regardless of how far you're going, it's something different for them, where they're going through it together. And it's definitely a confidence builder as well, as far as the unity that you have as a group. Stepping off that bus, going into a visiting rink together, knowing what the task is, and the time that the guys got to have on the bus together to talk and bond and joke and laugh. Playing games on the road is as important, if not more important, than playing at home for that sense of family bonding. Moving up to the National Collegiate Development Conference, the NCDC, from a coaching perspective, your opponents won't change on a day-to-day basis as they were last year. We have all the same teams, mostly the same staffs, and people that you'll be seeing week to week as far as your opponents go. Strategy doesn't generally change, but the expectation from the player, from the staff, from the ownership is just so much higher now.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Let's go take a picture of it.
Sorry, guys.
I wish I would have brought it tonight because Dave could get it quick right now.
Oh, wait, no, they're going to be gone. When's your season end?
Coach's Corner is a fun experience for our fans, most importantly. And it's for our team, it's a great experience to get to connect with the fans outside of the hockey rink. You're basically being able to go there and talk about the nitty-gritty with the fans, and whether it's questions or get to know you or different staff, different players. The fans are able to come and support and hear from multiple faces around the team. Not just the players, but the coaches, the owners, special guests that we've had come in and out throughout the town. There's multiple people that are able to come in and connect with our group of loyal fans, and every month we look forward to getting to see them and interact with them, take pictures, sign autographs, talk about the game, obviously talk about some of our rivalries or who we're playing next and how games went recently. There's a lot that goes into Coach's Corner, but it seems like not any one of them is the exact same. Every one of them is a little different between the landscapes that we use with different restaurants, the people that end up coming, the food that we end up having. Everyone's a little bit different, but the main heart and soul of why we do that is to connect with our fan base, because we're extremely lucky to have all those people that we do. Going to different restaurants and different sponsors that we work with throughout the season for Coach's Corner, it's big for them too, because it's growing their name within our fan base, which is obviously very large. Getting to have people come and support our team, but also support a local business at the same time is something that we take a lot of pride in. We do that throughout Coach's Corner, but we also do that throughout the year with all of our agreements and sponsorship and marketing advertising that we do with so many groups. We're trying to spread the wealth. We're trying to make sure that people know about the people that work with us. And, it goes both ways. So we get support from the businesses, and we expect ourselves and hold ourselves accountable to support them back. So being able to have a Coach's Corner there and have our staff, players, fans be able to go and support the business for a night is it's a pretty good local feeling. We make all of our players participate in Coach's Corner throughout the year. There's certain guys that'll be featured each month. There will be certain guys that are expected to be there each month for whatever reason. But it's important that they are in front of and get to meet our fans, our sponsors, our businesses, and interact with them. It's not just enough to go to Ogden to play hockey. You're a part of the community, and you're expected to be held to that standard every single day. So when you're walking around outside and you have a Mustang shirt on, we expect you to be a professional. We expect you to carry yourself above and beyond. And our expectations of you as an athlete and a person are very high at all times. So, again, that having an event like Coach's Corner is one of those things where guys need to come in with the right mindset and be able to understand that the people that are there love and care about them and support them every single weekend. If we're at home, they're in the building. If we're on the road local, they're probably still in the building. If we're on the road far away, you got all those fans watching on hockey TV. So it's, to showcase our loyalty back to the community is what is extremely important to me for all those guys throughout the year to show up to Coach's Corner.
Anybody else?
I got one for Kenny. Were you nervous to wear the jersey because Ollie's sitting next to you that he might?
Well, that's right. You lost the bet, didn't you? Yeah, what happened there?
There we go. And I still said 260.
Say he's going to be a tarp on you.
Put it on. This is an insult, man. That's what I want to do.
It was one of the only that was not at a small business, was in the VIP room in January for the Autism Awareness Weekend. And I lost a bet with one of our fans. I'm a Philadelphia Flyers fan, and it's been unfortunate for me basically my whole life because they struggle often. So I made a bet with one of our fans who's a Boston Bruins fan about a game that was coming up, and the Flyers lost as usual, and I had to wear our fan's jersey, the Boston Bruins jersey, at Coach's Corner. So, you know, I had to do that on a very special night, a very special occasion on that Autism Awareness Weekend. But man of my word, I hold you know, my side of the bargain or the deal, and I lost that one. That was a funny memory for sure. I mean, there's tons of pictures floating around of me in a Bruins jersey, which I don't save any of them, but I know a lot of people around here have saved them, and I've seen a lot of them come through my phone over the last couple of years. So, I mean, obviously you try not to worry about anything hockey related while you're there, and that might be, you know, easier said than done. But as far as the actual preparation for Coach's Corner or getting to meet and greet with the people that support our team the most, it's very easy. You know, you're going there with expectation to get to talk to people and hear from them and see what they thought of the games, or see, you know, how they like the team or this or that, and being able to have a personal connection and conversation with these people. It's a lot different than the surface level that you get within the rink during a game day, where you might only be running by someone signing an autograph, I mean, as far as the players go, or taking a picture with someone before they leave the rink. A little bit different where you get to sit down with someone, chat with them for a couple minutes, and hear what they have to say. You know, it's a pretty cool thing.
Do you enjoy getting coaching tips from audience members at Coach's Corner?
No, people don't get in the way, and even if they did, it doesn't matter. It's an internal thing. I mean, you know, for our group, it is what it is for us, and that's the way that we operate. And if someone doesn't like it, they don't like it. That is what it is. But regardless, they're going to support this team no matter what, and no matter how many guys we send on a forecheck, or no matter how many guys we have in the front of the net on a power play, they're still going to support the Mustangs. So again, that's something that, no, it doesn't change the way that we think if we do hear that someone wants something done a different way. But that sometimes it is funny to hear some of those things, because some of those people have some pretty interesting thoughts.
It's 2 miles an hour back to the play. He doesn't even care. I mean, you make mistakes happen, but then bust your ass back to the front of the
Try to be a problem solver instead of a fucking complainer and pointing fingers.
and then watch the whole thing happen. He was the fourth guy back to the net. Twice comes out to the blue line and drags his leg and sweeps his stick, and the guy just stops and goes right in and takes a shot.
The first one he did this, and it was up over his shoulder. The second one he tried to grab at it with his glove on the opposite side.
Across his body.
This petty piece right here, right? Gets puck, stops right here, shoots, goal. Next shift, comes here, stops, shoots, goal.
The third one was probably 25 seconds after the second one. Comes in, Yancey's already down, flips it up over his shoulder.
Yeah, that third one was here, and he was like this. He scored from right here.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the fourth one. There's too many of them. I couldn't keep track. So this can go one of two ways, John.
Got somebody with the water bottle.
I can either, this can be the one of the season, or I can give you a chance and I can diffuse. They just heard from you last week, chucking a water bottle and telling them how bad they are. So
I'll go call some people out.
hey, you know I respect you where the door's open. If you want to come in, you don't have to. But I know there's some people that would never let that happen. I'm not like that. There's someone needs to have a pulse. That's what needs to happen. I don't care. Someone do something to show that they care that we're down 4-0. Anyway.
He's called out. Will he respond, or will he tuck his tail between his legs?
No, he's soft. Yeah. But if they're getting called out, they have to get called out hard. Like, not like.
Oh, if I went in there, it'd be all about heart. I was like, you guys came out. You didn't want to play. You know, heart.
Well, that's all where I'm going with.
And then it would be
I
like,
can do this calmly, I think, because it's so far out of hand that I think I can do this in a calm manner.
I don't know.
Freak out. Like,
Yeah, I don't think you want to waste a freak out.
On this one, there's no pressure. Like, I'm just saying, obviously, I can freak out on them every game. I have that passion for this, but it falls on dumb ears.
at some point. So if you want to give them 30 seconds to a minute, and then I can call them out quietly and calmly and tell them exactly what I'm thinking.
If I
tell
go,
them that there's no leadership in the room.
If I go,
some of these kids think that they're going to play on the NCDC team. They're fooling themselves and walk out. You're welcome to.
If I go, like
you're going, but
I'm going.
Unless you don't want it. If you don't want it, it's okay.
No, I'll go. They've only heard whisperings of my freakouts, so it would be something.
I don't want to put you on the spot either, but the game put us on the spot, to be honest. And then you can storm out.
Just let,
and
yeah.
Like I do with when I freak out and you guys stay and pick up the pieces. That's it. Hey, you're welcome to either walk out with them. I don't care. I'm calling them out more, so you can stay for that too if you want. No, I'd love to come in with you. Let's go.
Are you guys f***ing kidding me? Man, I wasted my whole f***ing Saturday for this. You heard rumors, didn't you? Man, does anybody care? No, you don't. Don't look at me like you care. Because we have 4 letters on this team, and everybody's down, and not one of you f***ing guys has a pulse to get us going. Got a lot of O2s, a lot of O3s, full of vets, full of older guys that have 1 or half a year left of juniors. You guys don't give a flying f*** about this season. Why should we?
Boy, oh boy, would I second that. I definitely second that one. So, what I'll say is that when adversity comes and trouble comes, that's when people's true colors come out, right? You can see that true colors right there. That guy cares about it a lot. A lot. He probably cares about it too much and does things for you guys that he probably shouldn't, based off of the return effort that we get sometimes. When shit gets hard, the true colors come out for you guys too. Not just him, not just me. True colors come out for you guys too. Cheat it, point the finger at someone else, come back to the bench. Was that one on me? No, it was on someone else. Instead of accountability. What did we talk about before the game? Accountability, battling in front of the net. 2 things. What do we not have that period? Accountability and battling in front of the net. Yes, we gave up shitty goals. Can't change that. Can't change that. So don't point your finger at the goalie. Don't do it. None of you do it. Not if anyone in here says something about the goalie, either one, for the rest of the night, you are not playing tomorrow, and your odds are you're probably not playing next week. And there's a good chance you're probably not going to play on this team anymore. So I'm not going down this sinkhole, guys. I'm not going down with the ship. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's either part of the fix or you're part of the problem. You pick. Younger guys, 03s, 04s, you think that's the type of passion and care and ability showcased out there in that period yesterday to be on an NCDC team? You're fooling yourself, guys. You are fooling yourself. And I will laugh at that statement. It's a joke. It's a joke if you think you're going to be a part of the team next year with what you're doing this weekend. It's a joke. O2's going to college, play like that, joke. You're watching every game. Watching every game. So, it's up to you guys. Can't play it for you. Can't play it for you. All I can do is laugh at it right now because that's all I have, guys. That's all I have. Because if I do anything else, it's going to get really bad and really ugly, and the roster and everything in this room will change very, very quickly. Very quickly. So, do what you want with it. Do what you want with it. Cool thing is there's 40 minutes left, but I don't know. You got 4 leaders in here and haven't heard very much.
Don't fold up, boys. We're good. Reset. Hey, reset. 0-0. Don't fold up. Come on now.
Starts with the first shift here.
a good choice, but you're in box, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so caught off guard. He was like, "Was it me?"
Yeah. He has no idea that we're the next worst player on the ice.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not at this point. I think we missed our. I mean, at this point, it's just about them fighting to stay alive. Yeah. I mean, we tied that. Like they came out, and I think had we scored on that power play after we scored on the delayed call, I think the train was going. And then when we didn't, and we gave all that momentum up the other way, and we started just D-zone train wreck.
Slayback's working hard.
It is. I'd say Henderson's working pretty hard.
Yeah. Henderson and Seaway work well together. 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4, maybe 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's bad.
Out of 6.
Yeah. 6 goals against. So I'm just gonna write that on there. I'm not gonna say anything. So if you guys want to say something, you can. You don't have to, but does anyone have a marker?
Yeah.
You do? Can I borrow it for 2 seconds? Sure. 40 shots against, 30 of them in the house.
You looking forward to the break?
I think all of us are.
The holiday break usually sits around a week to 2 weeks, depending on the year. It's built around Christmas, so you'll sometimes, ideally, you'll see a week before and a week after the Christmas date. Just depends on the calendar schedule and when those games are and when we can get back to play in January, but usually you're looking at a week before and a week after of Christmas.
Something you skate, once you're contested, then you make your chip, then you make your pass. Starting lineup. Ferry, Boyatis, Miri, Rutgers, Hember, Yancey.
As much as we look forward to the break, we're looking just that much more forward to being back here. So it'll be good for our bodies to get a rest, but we'll come back ready to go for the second half of the year and get that playoff spot secured. So look forward to it.
The biggest thing the holiday break provides for our players is the reset, hard reset. It's something every year where we end up, whether it's an injury or a sickness bug, it seems to hit us around the same time. Around that time, we're mid to late December, and it's basically when our guys are starting to part ways for a week or two. So every year here in Ogden, that's been a crucial time for us, having the guys be able to go home, see their families, see some of those relationships that they love dearly and miss. And then as far as injuries go, nurse them up, have an extra week or two to kind of get some of that stuff behind them and get back into playing shape. And coming back mentally is very big for them, knowing that it's a fresh slate, it's a second half of the season. What they did in the first half doesn't change what they do in the second half, and it's a fresh start for them.
What are you looking forward to on the break?
Just getting to spend a little more time with the family. We're here at the rink every day for the morning, so being a local guy, I already kind of get to be home with family most of the time, but just getting that time away from the rink and finally getting those full days with the family is really good for the mind and the body.
Christmas break I really look forward to. It's nice to get that break, usually right around the 15th or so, in between like the 15th or 20th, and then we're done until like, I don't know, the 2nd or 3rd of January. So having that time just to get away, not be involved with anything, kind of reset, it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal for the staff. It's a huge deal for the players. They get to go home. They get to go see their families. They get to kind of let their hair down a little bit and just be a kid again, basically. So I get that opportunity. I go home to my family in California, take my kids, just do that experience, and enjoying that time off it's a big deal for the whole organization.
The best case scenario for our team coming back from holiday break is health. Health is number one, absolutely. Every year we seem to find a guy or two that needs those weeks to get an injury to a certain spot where it's behind them or close to behind them, where if we didn't have that break, they'd be missing another 2 to 3 weeks of hockey during that Christmas time. So that's the number one thing is health. And number two would just be the mental side on resetting for everyone, not just the players, but the staff as well.
Okay, you guys make sure that this locker room tonight's clean, your stalls looking exactly how they should, everything's hung up. Okay, we don't want to leave anything mess. We want to come back in fresh on the second half. I hope every one of you guys enjoy your Christmas and your holiday, right, and get to spend your family time. That's really important because you guys don't see them throughout the season. Yep. So let's enjoy that and get back and get ready to work. There we go. Let's get the music going.
The challenge that comes up the most each year coming back from Christmas break is certainly how quickly you can get up to speed. It seems like that's the battle for every team. There's some teams that find a way to get it done sooner than others, and they're usually the teams that find a way for first couple wins in that second half of the season. Not starting slow. And, that guys are home, they're resting. They may not be skating as much as they are during the season. Some of them try to keep in that shape. Other ones use that time to get away from the rink. So getting everyone together in a uniform manner, back up to speed and playing system and structure that they were playing all the first half and make it tighter. That's the battle that every team has to go through. And the team that finds a way to do it the quickest usually ends up with a couple extra wins early on in that second half of the season.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
The expectation to be, structured, detailed, all these little minute things that maybe some players or people may look at as that don't really matter, they make the biggest difference. You talk about one-shot hockey games and, the expectation at Tier 2 and the competition, how much that increases and how tight these games are, the expectation on these little minute details and, the structure and the management of your schedule and the treatment of your body, all these things, especially on the players, it's, you need these competitive advantages. So the expectation of the player skyrockets when you get to this Tier 2 level with the NCDC.
I'm teacher Jill. I have teacher Joanne here and teacher Carmen.
This is the beginning of where they diagnose. Anybody ever worked with an autistic child? So very good. So this is give you an opportunity to give back to those kids. So you may not know which ones are.
Bottoms up, tongue out, eyes shut, turn around.
You forgot your last name? That's okay. I forget mine sometimes.
Do you need help decorating yours? Yeah? Okay. I'll help you out.
Am I supposed to cut it?
Yeah. Aaron, make you a prodigy. You actually are. Ready? Good. I'm going to give it to you.
Thank you.
Just the way she set this up, actually. Jesse set this up.
Whoa.
And the reading. So do the players rotate or the kids rotate?
here's a kid that just, you know, eats, sleeps, drinks hockey. You know, he's the kind of guy that once his playing career is done, I could see him stepping into a coaching role, a GM role, you know, still doing something with the game long after he's done playing. Leading by example with the skill work and, you know, taking the punishment and still being able to produce and, you know, getting on top of other players but wanting them to be accountable, you know, and then obviously praising those guys when we've done good, and I think he makes the guys around him that much better.
I think the biggest thing that guys expect out of a head coach is to see belief. Belief that they can do it, belief that an individual or the team can do it. I think if you have that belief and passion from your coach, and you can see and feel that as a player, it's going to propel you to want to play and to be able to play at the top of your level. If you're fighting internal battles with yourself or with your coach, there's a lot of times where distractions get in the way. You know, some of this stuff gets in the way of a top-level athlete being able to perform at their best. So having that trust and belief from the head guy that he knows he's willing to put you out there, he's willing to, you know, put the game on the line, in the sense that, you know, put you in really tight, delicate situations in the game. All those types of decisions from a head coach really matter to the players. And you know, there's guys that they're built for a little bit more in the game than others, but if you can express that belief and show that every guy needs to be a part of this thing, pulling it in the right direction for us to succeed, I think everyone's able to get on board that way. January, you're looking at a very exciting time. You know, we get to play 2 out-of-division opponents, which obviously we don't get to do very often, so we're very excited for that too, to see some fresh faces. But more importantly, it's a huge weekend for us for a multitude of reasons. I mean, you have Olaf Kolzig coming in for us to work with him and his foundation once again, which we always look forward to. That's some of our biggest games of the year as far as ticket sales, fan support, community support in general, you know, support with the media.
The main reason why we're here tonight is Ole Kolzig, and I'm gonna read a little bit about him. South African-born German former professional ice hockey goaltender who was drafted in 1989. He still ranks among the NHL's top 30 in career saves, and then the 2018 Stanley Cup Championships. So, why did you come up with this foundation and what it means to you?
We started the foundation in 2005, strictly to help families that get the diagnosis, help guide them in certain ways, so that, you know, they only have to deal with one part of the nightmare and not so much the second part, and they know that there's a group of people that can guide them through it.
As a goalie, what's like the hardest thing to like move up to the next level?
So I would say for you, I mean, you're still relatively young. Just right now, enjoy the game. There's going to be a point where you got to make that decision. Is this game going to take me further? And then I would take it a little bit more serious as far as what you do off the ice, the coaching you get. But right now, I mean, you know what? There's so much stuff on YouTube now. There's so much stuff online. It's amazing. Like, kids can basically teach themselves now. Like, you guys are relevant. Coaches, no, I'm just kidding. But no, just right now, just enjoy the game. I tell my guys and our prospects, I tell them this all the time. If you can look yourself in the mirror and say you gave your guys every chance that you could give them to win a game, then you did your job.
right, I'm going to bring some special guests up here from the Dan K Show. Let me give you a little history about the Dan K Show. In 2013, they had one goal in mind, and that was to shine a spotlight on the players who make up the junior hockey landscape. And since then, Dan and Lucas have taken their mission to the world of youth and collegiate hockey to ensure that players of all levels of the game can not only be seen by coaches and scouts, but to improve players' current hockey experience with the best media team in the business. And we are so appreciative that you guys could be here today. I mean, it's great that you guys could come at this time for this special weekend. It means a lot to the Ogden Mustangs.
Him and Lucas do such a great job advertising the kids and selling the kids for what they're worth and making sure that the scouts and colleges and higher level junior programs see the value in these kids as players and as people. We were stoked for that weekend. We had it circled. Immediately once we knew that we won that challenge, we had that day circled because it was huge for our program to get a chance to work with Dan K in person.
Our big thing, is just to highlight the players as much as we can. Everything that we do is the single-minded goal of how can we help elevate, showcase, spotlight players all up and down the ice. Whether it's the top goalie or the star of the game or the fourth line guy who had an incredible shift, right? That is what we do, and that's why we're here.
You look at the excitement from that game, it couldn't have got any tighter. We played a great game with Vernal. Went to overtime, we scored on the power play, on a 4-on-3 power play winner from Foss. That was great as far as the fans getting to enjoy that and see it firsthand and celebrate that win with us and with Dan K and the live broadcast, the excitement that comes with that. It was a really special night, and to share that with Ole in our autism jerseys and the money that we were raising for his foundation, the Carson Kolsig Foundation, and continuing to spread awareness for his cause and what he does. It was one of the best weekends we've ever had in franchise history.
I'm just super appreciative of the opportunity, and that comes back to you guys for making it happen. We can't do this on our own, and we did it because you guys did it. So what these guys are doing for our league and for our kids, it's spectacular, to say the least. The exposure that they give the kid, the team, the league, it's unbelievable, it really is. So to have them here on a weekend where we're celebrating such a great cause, nothing's better. It's great. I'm just really thankful that they're here.
I want to give a real round of applause to everybody in this community. It's communities like this that make what we do fun, right? It's what gets us into this. We don't travel the country to New York City and Denver and LA and big cities. We travel to Ogden, right? We get to travel to places around the country and see people like yourselves who care about these young guys who are just up here having the time of their lives. You see a building like this, you see atmospheres like this. We had 8,000 votes last year nationwide. You guys had 5,600 this year. So it's just to see the turnout, to see you guys get behind this team, to bring us out. Our only goal when we come out here is to put a spotlight on all the work that these guys are doing in this community with this team. Put a spotlight on you guys watching the game, and most importantly, to get these guys to the next level in the game of hockey. And it's so exciting to be out here. I may joke around about the cold, and I might shiver like a chihuahua tomorrow, but I promise you we'll bring as much energy as we can.
And
huge weekend, and then to staple on top of that, getting to work with the Dan K Show after the support that we had from our community and winning the Holiday Follow Challenge over Christmas. You know, with the votes that we had, over 5,000 votes for us to be, you know, one of those teams with the best fan base, with the most following. We earned that. Our whole group earned that. Our whole fan base earned that.
Still $1.
Yep. The effort from the Ogden Mustangs, and in particularly the ownership, Sean and Kimberly, to push this thing as high as it can go with our team moving into the NCDC next season, it's huge. It's huge for so many reasons, but number one, for the players. You know, the players coming here and having that opportunity to play top-notch, tuition-free talent, and to have the opportunity to have the higher-end schools looking at them, the higher-level junior hockey looking at them, professional opportunities that may have been there in years past, definitely exponential now in comparison at this level in the NCDC, and having those opportunities for our players is the most important thing. And that's the best part about Sean and Kimberly, is they recognize that and they're able to provide those opportunities for these kids. You know, having a kid come in and be excited that he knows he's going to get opportunities to speak with schools consistently, and there's going to be tons of people watching him in person and on hockey TV throughout the season, getting to talk to, whether it's a professional team or higher level junior program, different coaches, different mentors. The opportunities almost seem endless at this Tier 2 junior level. And for ownership to provide that for our players, it's an opportunity that's really second to none. You know, we're super grateful for it, and we're very excited about it. And, you know, the most excited people should really be the players. But then if you were to look the other layers on this, the fans deserve that excitement as well. You know, they've been committed to this thing for, gosh, way over 10 years now. And for them to kind of see this thing blossom into what it is now and moving into Tier 2, and seeing the higher level caliber hockey player continue to be interested and invested in playing in Ogden. They're seeing that quality of hockey continue to increase, and it will obviously over the years continue to increase even more. And you know, that set standard and that culture of success and advancing players, and obviously winning comes with that, but continuing to mature and develop hockey players both on the ice and off the ice as human beings, it's a great opportunity. We're so excited for it.
First pick, it's done.
Ogden selection is in. Ty Azadi, 06 birth. Anaheim Ducks, 16U. Next selection is Utah.
Azadi, he's younger, his cousin.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Coming close to me, flow is on atomic, I'm starting fires through poetry. The hardest out, staying loyal, no falling out. And if you step into the court, be ready, we ballin' out. Yeah, the coldest of teens, they know what we bring, don't try us. Ain't no in between, we go for these dreams in silence. Hard work, don't mistake it for magic. We been shooting in the gym, this is target in practice. Yeah.
And I'm just getting started, get my feet wet. It's all in repetition, ain't a secret.
All facts, all black dress code. Pay me my respect, collecting every debt. Oh, the hardest.